James Show. The Tim and James Show. The Tim and James Show. Yeah. 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 Come on. Yeah. Don't fuck with me. Yeah. The Tim and James Show. You hear what I'm trying to say?
Hello and welcome to the Timmy James Show. I'm your host, Timmy James. I'm Timmy James. Just wait for the song to finish. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, hello and welcome to the Timmy James Show. I'm your host, Timmy James. Now, there's been a lot of news lately surrounding none other than Jim Carrey. Like, heaps of people are saying, oh, he's going to kill himself and all that. Like, if he was going to kill himself, he would have done it ages ago. Like, and I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that because it's true. Like, because there was this interview. Now, alright. I'll just play it now for you. I'll just get it. I've got to add a few more. Might as well do that. Okay. Add that one. Videos. Keep vid. Back. Download. I don't really. It's not even letting me fucking. Go. Internal storage. Download. Alright. Audio. Because it'll be an audio. Okay, unknown. Download. No. Back. Keep vid. There we go. That one. And one more. There you go. Alright. Huh? Alright. Well, first I'm going to play this interview. And while I'm doing that, I'll see what the fuck's going on because it's not letting me play it. Play the other ones. It's not letting me play the other ones. So I'll just play this one first so you can understand what everyone's going on about. How they're like, oh, Jim Carrey's going to kill himself and all that. Ready? Here we go.
Say Jim Carrey. Yes.
What?
I've covered a lot of fashion weeks. This is the first time I've run into Jim Carrey. Wait, tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're
I
celebrating.
mean, you got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons,
in
boy,
icons?
that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry? You're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut it down now. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
But Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. You look good.
No, I
Was that
didn't
an
get dressed
accident?
up. I didn't get dressed up.
Who did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
No.
We're not here. This is a dream?
There's just things happening. And there are clusters of tetrahedrons moving around together.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's happening in our world right now? Because there is a lot of news that actually is relevant that's not that
Here's
uplifting.
the thing. It's not our world.
None
That's
of
the
this is
key.
real?
Nope.
So you're just passing
We don't
through.
matter. We don't matter.
Oh, wow.
There's the good news.
Okay.
Okay, indeed. Now, I'm not saying that's weird by any stretch of the imagination. Because it's Jim Carrey. He's just being Jim Carrey. They're like, oh, Jim Carrey's going to kill himself and all that. If you go back and listen to every fucking Jim Carrey interview there is, you'll find that I'm correct. Now, what got me into Jim Carrey was, like, I first saw him in The Grinch. And I thought, oh, this man's funny. Like, I saw him in a few other movies, like The Mask and all that, and like... And then I sort of, like, got into his stand-up a bit when I was about... Oh, how old was I? Before or after? No, I got into his stand-up, actually, when I was 16, but, like, I was 15, no, maybe I was 16, I'm pretty sure I was 16, yeah, I was 16, and, I came across this movie, like, because I watched a Jim Carrey interview, and I heard about this movie that just came out when the interview was done, And the interview was done it was New Year's Eve, 1999, and the movie was Man on the Moon. Now, if you don't know what Man on the Moon is about, don't worry, the title says nothing. Like, well, it does. Like, the man was like on the moon, but like, it's not like about the man on the moon. It's about Andy Kaufman, or Kaufman, or whoever, or however you pronounce it. Andy Kaufman, or Kaufman, was he was a comedian who was very weird as well, and there's like parallels between Jim Carrey and Andy Kaufman, and like Jim Carrey played Andy Kaufman in Man on the Moon, and it was amazing, like absolutely amazing, because of this scene that I'm going to play, like, and you'll understand when I play it. You'll understand why and how I got into Jim Carrey religiously, and Andy Kaufman as well, because I'm a huge Andy Kaufman fan now because of this one clip, and I'm going to play it for you now. Alright, I'll set up the scene first. Alright, now Andy Kaufman, he used to do this act, he used to call it his little Iron Man act, where he'd go out on stage and be like, "Thank you very much." And people would actually think that's how he spoke, but really he was American. But, yeah, he'd go on stage and do this little, foreign man bit for like 2 minutes or whatever, and he'd start talking about like Archie Bunker, and he'd do impressions. But when he was doing impressions as the character, as the foreign man, he wasn't doing them like, and this is my impression of John Lennon. Hello, how's it going? It wasn't like that at all. It was like, this is my impression of Johnny Cash. Hello, I am Johnny Cash. Now, that actually is pretty funny, because that's actually an impression of Johnny Cash. But, like, he'd do that for a lot of impressions. Like, he'd go, here's my impression of Jimmy Carter, President of the United States. Hello, I'm Jimmy Carter, President of the United States. Now, there was this bit that he'd do. Like, he'd do the foreign man bit, and then he'd do this. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but for those who know who Andy Kaufman is and all that, this is for you. And for those who don't know, this is for you as well. And
thank you very much. One thing I do not like is too much traffic. you know, tonight I had to come from and the freeway. It was so much traffic. It took me an hour and a half to get here. But talking about the terrible things, my wife, take my wife, please take her.
No, I'm only pulling.
I love my wife, but she don't know how to cook. Her cooking is so bad. It's terrible. Now I would like to do for you the imitations. I would like to start with the Jimmy Carrey, the President of the United States.
Okay, I ruined it.
Hello, I am Jimmy Carrey, the President of the United States. Thank you very much. And now I would like to do for you the Elvis Presley.
I told you! Surprise!
What's the story with this guy? I think he's from Lithuania.
Thank you very much.
Yep. That was Jim Carrey doing Andy Kaufman. Or doing Andy Kaufman doing Elvis. Like, it's fucking amazing. Like, when I saw that, I'm like, this guy can't be real. Because, like, I heard that he was, but, like, I was thinking, like, this is fucking crazy. Like, I had no idea that this guy could do an Elvis impression that good. Let alone Jim Carrey doing an Elvis impression, because I had not yet seen because like I didn't really bother looking up Jim Carrey doing Elvis impressions for some reason, because back then I decided to switch from being an Elvis fan to a Michael Jackson fan. And I'm not happy about that. Like, I wasn't happy about that decision, and I'm still not happy about that decision, because, like, I obviously have switched back to Elvis. But, yeah. Now, there's this interview that, he did. Like, no, it's not the one that I played before. It's, talking about his new project, and I'll let him do it. I'll let him tell you what it is.
You guys are our first group today. Good morning.
First group
Of the day.
Oh yeah.
Bringing
How
the
many
good
groups
energy.
are you gonna have?
A lot.
Really?
Today. There's a lot of movies here.
Clooney and his goons coming in here.
Well, tell them you said that if they are. We like to kick it off with the elevator pitch, the 15-second, this is what my movie's about. Chris,
Speaking of the elevator,
Sure.
the elevator at the Windsor Arms has a faux library in it. You go in the elevator.
Books?
Yeah, no, you can't remove the books. It's just a fake library face with a lock on it. And there's like a bar in front of it, so you couldn't open it if you wanted to, and there's no books in it. And it's
Are the fake titles at least provocative?
That's a good
Yeah,
question.
Tale of Two Cities,
Oh,
stuff
good.
like that.
Classic.
Stuff you want to read the entire thing on the way to the lobby.
Yeah, the movie is basically, when they were making Man on the Moon, which is a portrait of Andy Kaufman, there was a crew that documented the entire experience of the making of the movie. And so our movie is a sort of exploration of that event, everything that happened, and sort of a look back at how that shaped events that went forward, and also a look back on Jim's career and Andy's career.
Kind of an interesting perspective on what came from losing yourself in a character and then realizing that you're a character has been playing you your whole life.
I mean, the first part was really a lot of...
That's enough.
There you go. Yeah, I think it was just diligence, not due diligence, diligence.
Any kind of diligence.
Spike was
is
very
good.
diligent. You were very diligent.
Yeah, I was John Diligent.
He was Don Diligent, walking through walls, taking names.
A lot of people think that I'm kind of going through something, but it's been my whole life, and they go like, well, it's a reaction to depression. He's dealt with depression his whole life, and there's no hint of depression in my life whatsoever. It is, depression only happens when you don't accept what is, and when you're playing a character, in life. So when I tried to go back and play Jim Carrey, I got depressed, and now I don't try to do that anymore.
I think that there's so much in there about Jim and Andy that, is so fascinating, and was such a great way to spend, a year of your life just sort of living in that world.
Right.
But ultimately, I would hope that it has a connection to the audience.
What am I is the central question.
Right.
Why am I here? What am I? And this movie, it really has an odd way of opening up that door to at least the questioning of that.
An opportunity to think beyond sort of the project.
Excuse me for a second.
Danny?
I just
feel
want
like
to
I'm
see
being
this a
watched.
different
You
way.
feel like
I
you're
want to
being
be a
watched.
voyeur on this one.
Yeah. I don't know. Anything, I think.
Liar!
Yeah, it's nothing but lies. It's all just a sham.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, he's fucking funny. Now, I'll just explain what that thing was going on there. Jim actually moved his chair back because he's like, I want to see this from another direction. And then when the other guy starts talking, he's like, liar! It's fucking, yeah. It's just Jim Carrey being classic Jim Carrey. Like, yeah. Jim Carrey being classic Jim Carrey. That's all it is, basically. Like, I'm excited for this documentary. I want to see this documentary. Like, I don't know if they're going to be having it play in Australia or if it's going to be televised, or I don't know. Like, I want to see this as soon as possible because, like, not only am I a Jim Carrey fan, but I'm an Andy Kaufman fan. And, like, I want to see a documentary, like a combined documentary about them. Because it's like the Defiant Ones. Like, there's this 4-part documentary, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's 4 parts. Yeah, it's 4-part documentary called The Defiant Ones. And it's about 2 people. Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine. Now, almost everyone knows who Dr. Dre is, but not many people know who Jimmy Iovine is. Jimmy Iovine is like a fucking legend in the music industry. Like, he was behind the creation of the Interscope label. He helped out Dre with Death Row. He actually owned Death Row because, like, or worked with Death Row because, like, Time Warner, like, Interscope was owned by Time Warner, and so was Death Row. And they were in the same building, so, like, they had, like, a subsidized record contract or whatever with Interscope. So it was like Interscope and Death Row, and it was like, yeah, it was just crazy. Yeah, fucking, I'm happy though that Jim Carrey is, you know, being Jim Carrey, just being his crazy self. And you know what else Jim Carrey has done? Do you remember me talking about a little show called I'm Dying Up Here? A show about stand-up comedy in the early 70s? Well, he created that. That was him. Oh, I don't know if he created it, but, like, he was an executive producer on it, and he came up with most of the storylines. And, yeah, so I basically have a lot to thank Jim Carrey for. Like, Jim Carrey is sort of like our Jerry Lewis, but he never had a Dean Martin. Or he's like a talkative Charlie Chaplin. I don't know. Or maybe he's just our generation's Andy Kaufman. Like, because I grew up with Jim Carrey, but not like all the way. Like, when he first started out, I wasn't even born. Like, the first time I saw a Jim Carrey movie was when I was about 5 or 6. No, I was 5. Yeah. No, I was 5, yeah. And that was The Grinch. Yeah, it was The Grinch when I saw The Grinch. Because, like, I heard that there's like when I was little, I'm sorry, there's this movie called The Grinch. It's about this green Christmas monster. So I'm like, oh, it's interesting. So I watched it, and I fell in love with it. No, wait, I knew who Jim Carrey was before that, actually. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I actually knew who Jim Carrey was before that. Before I saw it, because, what was it? I just knew who he was, I was always hearing about Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey this and Jim Carrey that. Just crazy. But anyway. You shouldn't really worry. For those of you out there who are worrying about Jim Carrey, stop worrying about him because he's fine. Yes, he might be going through some stuff. Or he might not be, I don't know. His wife did commit suicide. I think it was earlier this year or sometime last year. But not only that, he basically quit Hollywood. He wasn't making any movies. He didn't really quit Hollywood. He says he quit the limelight. So basically he quit being famous. But he's still fucking famous. Dave Chappelle once said, you can't become unfamous. You can become infamous, but you can never become unfamous. And it's true. Once you're famous, once heaps of people know who you are, they're never gonna forget you. Yes, you might be a one-hit wonder, on Australia's Got Talent or something, but yeah, if you ever do become famous like a big star like Jim Carrey or Mike Myers and no, I'm not just picking the Canadians, just anybody really, anybody, you still know who they are, let's see if I can think of something, Enrique Iglesias. I still know who he is. Uncle Cracker, I still know who he is. I'll never forget him because Follow Me. It was one of my favourite songs growing up. Follow me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night, and if you wanna leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody just like me. Yeah, you know that one? Yeah. Yeah, so basically, stop worrying about Jim Carrey, because he's fine. He's just being funny. He's just playing a character. Yes, he's going through a self-discovery thing, sort of. And he said, oh, I don't exist, no one else exists. We're all just, crazy. He could be on drugs. You never know. Alright, I'll just play this last interview. And then we'll go. Well, then I'll go. Okay? This last interview is, I think it's like it's an Italian thing. Sorry about the microphone there. Just got interrupted by a cat. Want to say hello, George? Want to say hello? George? Meow. Meow. Come on, say hello. Meow. Meow. Oh, thank you. He's giving me cuddles. Say hi, George. Say hi. Oh, thanks for the kiss. He's giving me kisses. And the way he gives kisses is he likes to lick me on the nose. Yeah. Beautiful boy, George. You guys are probably wondering what... George is a cat, by the way. But I probably just said that because I got short-term memory loss. Well, my long-term memory is fucking amazing, but my short-term memory, it varies. But yeah, he's currently laying on my chest. Aren't you, George? Eh? He's a beautiful cat. He's a very beautiful cat. I'll describe him to you. He's black. He's a black cat, a black and white cat, actually. Like Postman Pat's cat. You know, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and he's black and white cat. He is a bit like Postman Pat's cat, but he's a boy. Postman Pat's cat was a girl named Jess. Or maybe he was a boy. I don't know. Or maybe she was a girl. I don't know, and it's been a long time since I've watched Postman Pat. But yeah. There was a Postman Pat movie, and I never saw it. But I want to see it. I'm gonna find it somewhere and just watch it. But yeah. Please don't think I sound weird. I'm just reliving my childhood. Just trying to go back to simpler times. But yeah. I'm gonna finish this podcast right here. Well, not finish it completely, but you know. Oh, before I forget. Like I said before in the last episode, I've got a website that will be available soon. It's called TimmyJamesOfficial.com. Now don't go searching for it because I haven't even published it yet. So when you go there now, it won't really say anything. Like, I'll let everyone know. Like, on my next podcast, I'll let everyone know. That's when I'll unveil it. But it hasn't... I'm still working it out because like the podcast, I'm also doing the website by myself. And that's what I told the telemarketer guy. You can go back and listen to the last episode and you can hear all about that. By the way, when I made that, I was stoned as fuck. Like, I was actually, like, I didn't even have any sleep. And once you're under the influence and you haven't had any sleep, like if you're high and you haven't had any sleep, it's not fucking, like, yes, you get like a trippy feeling, but like I was really, really paranoid, like really paranoid. I made 2 live episodes and then deleted them. Like, maybe I'm going crazy, I don't know. I just know that these guys who keep offering who keep asking for me to hire them to develop my website, they can fuck off. Because it's called TimmyJamesOfficial.com, not .com. No offense, didn't mean to be racist, but yeah. It's called TimmyJamesOfficial.com, not weird website developer who calls up a 21-year-old autistic man and asking him if he's a website developer. Like, who gives a fuck? I'm a website developer now because I'm developing a fucking website. He's a fucking idiot. Like, alright, here I am going on a rant again. I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna say goodbye. But in the meantime, I will just go. Oh, I don't have that much time left. Fuck. What to do? Alright. What to do? Only 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Okay. Here is, now I've played this on my podcast before. Here's me singing. I won't even have fucking time for that. Alright. We'll just see ya.
The Timmy James Show. The Timmy James Show. The Timmy James Show. Yeah. The Timmy